Hi, this is Nicole Moudaber, and you're watching Brand Night TV.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Brand Night TV. Tonight from Prater Sauna in Vienna. And we have a very special guest here tonight from London, UK, Miss Nicole Moudaber. Welcome to Vienna.
Thank you.
How was your trip to Vienna?
Very nice. Quick and short. It's really good.
As we are in Vienna, do you know anybody music-wise from Vienna, any producers, or is there anything you know about Vienna in particular?
Mozart?
He's from Salzburg, by the way.
No, but I have been to Vienna a few years ago, not to DJ, just to visit a friend. I stayed about 5 days and I went to the museums, and I had a friend that does antique restoration for the royal family, so that was interesting to look at. And apart from that, I'm yet to explore it, so hopefully I'll be back again.
I think so. Most people, just as summer is just around the corner, a lot of people will know you from your residency at Carl Cox's Night at Space in Ibiza. You've been resident there for the past 4 or 5 years, I guess.
Not really a resident, but regular guest.
Yeah. What's your plan for this summer? Again on Ibiza, again with Carl Cox, again Space?
Yeah, I've got 3 shows at Space. I'm also organizing a party on the beach. Hopefully, I can't talk about it right now, but it's going to be a great party. And I'm doing probably a show in Amnesia. So it's back and forth all summer.
And besides Ibiza, where can people join your sets and join your shows?
All over. I mean, I'm doing a US tour in May. My album On Drum Code comes out end of April. I've been working on that for the past 4 months, so that's ready to go. And I'll be touring. The first tour will kick off in the US and then come back and do it in Europe.
As you just mentioned, your album coming on Drum Code, you also launched your own label called Mood Records. What can people expect from your own label?
The same style that I play, you know, between house, tech house and techno. All the groovy, cool stuff. So.
Is there any artists that you already signed or still looking for new talents?
Yeah. I've got a good lineup of obviously my stuff as well. So I've got Paul Johnston and Gennaro Mastrantonio from the US and Italy. That's coming out first week of April. Nathan Barato is on board. I've got remixes coming from my tracks from people like Gary Beck, Guti, Anja Schneider, and just getting it together now. So it's interesting.
Ever since we do the interviews with international DJs for Brand Night TV, people always write me on Facebook and Twitter, "Man, Philip, could you please ask people who have their own labels what we should do to be heard by them?" So if you're going through the demos that you receive, what are you paying attention to most? Is it originality, unique sounds, or more something that really fits into sets and some...
Originality for sure. Originality and groove-based. You know, and I listen to everything they send. I have to, because you never know what you're gonna miss. So it takes time, and there are some really great producers out there. So hopefully you'll get to hear them very soon.
I hope so too. Keep me posted.
I will.
As a female DJ, as a DJ, so to say, most of the people that are into techno or into electronic music since years know Marusha, Miss Jax, all these really old school female DJs, and there are not so many, or have not been so many female DJs out there in the past decade that really made it through credibility and good music. Nowadays it's girls like Maya Jane Coles, but on the other hand you have DJs like Nikki Bellucci and all these more EDM kind of DJs. Or more fake DJs, if you want to call it like that. Do you think that this kind of DJs, if this is really the right expression
Please
for these
don't say
guys?
that word.
Yeah, thank you. Do you think that they have a kind of a right to exist, or damaging the credibility and image of a real female DJ?
I tend to disagree, because there are loads of great female DJs out there, like Magda, like Anya Schneider, like
Teeny, so on, yeah.
Tini, like who else? Loads out there, really amazing. Cassie is incredible. So those people that you mentioned, I've never heard of them, to be honest, and and I don't intend to. So I don't know, that whole commercial sound. I just don't get it. It's just not what we do, not what we are used to, and it's just noise, as far as I'm concerned.
Besides the whole female DJ thing, and a lot of like B celebrities try to make money out of DJing just because they're famous in a way, whether
out and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like
right.
that,
Whether they were like porn stars or whatever. Everybody if nobody's asking for them anymore, they're trying to be DJs.
Yeah.
But besides,
everybody wants to be a DJ now, so
yeah. But besides that, everybody who is into the social media like Twitter and Facebook got notice of this whole beef between, for example, DJ Sneak and Steve Angelo, for example.
Yeah.
Where DJ Sneak claims the real underground and the real DJing needs to be with the passion and back to like real house music, real DJing, and guys like Steve Angelo, they said, but everything involves and everything goes. How can you say that? Everything goes further, and everything reinvents itself in a way. So. What do you think about this whole beef thing? Besides that I don't think it's a good idea to put that to social media. But are you more on the DJ Sneak point of view? Or?
Absolutely, because this is the real thing, and there is a difference between manufactured brands and the organic DJs that do it not to have a show on and get the lights on them, and they just do it because they love the music. They just want to please the crowd. They want to connect with them, and they played what house music is, basically. I mean, the others would be considered a bit like pop dance rather than underground club music.
But do you think that trying to connect to the crowd and trying to share that passion with them, do you think that this is a matter of the style of music that you play?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure, people like Swedish House Mafia and what have you, they do connect with their crowd, obviously. But it's just the sound is different, the ethos behind the music is different. It's just like if you're in art, for example, if you look at, I don't know, a fake Picasso and the real Picasso, for example, it's still the same result, but there is a credibility and there's non-credibility.
What I discussed with a lot of underground artists in the past weeks and months was that on the one hand, the underground wants to stay underground and they want to stay credible and they want to make underground music, but on the other hand, they want to be heard by everybody. They also want to have 100,000 fans on Facebook. They also want to have 10,000 followers on Twitter.
And they do. And this is why every festival has a techno tent, a house tent, and all these underground are overground now. So it just there is a crowd for every style of music, I think.
Yeah, but isn't then the borderline between underground and commercial music pretty hard to define?
Well, you know, if you're playing to 50,000 people in a techno tent, for example, like Carl Cox, it's still underground, but you know, you're reaching the masses as well. So it's just a case of people getting more educated. And obviously, you know, a 16-year-old cannot go to a club. He's exposed to the radio and to those MTV stuff that he sees at home or online or whatever. And that's what he's growing up with. But once he reaches the clubs at 20, 21, there will be a shift. And the older you get, I think, the more education you will have at hand.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
Same happened with me when I was 16 and now I'm almost turning 30, so.
Exactly.
So we talked about your label and you as an artist, you're touring and you're in Ibiza as well. Is there anything else coming up from Nicole Mudaber that people should keep track of in the next month?
I'm working with an amazing artist called Skin from Skunk Anansi.
Really?
Yeah. So look out for that one.
I love her since Zombie, and I was, I think, 14 when that record was released.
Yeah, amazing. She was in my studio last week, and we were just putting down some vocals, and it's a work in progress, but hopefully by the summer it will be out.
Okay, that was of course shit. It was Hedonism, not Zombie. My fault.
All right. So the last question to close the interview is, since the last years with the DJ Mag Top 100 votes, people really got to know that most people are just faking votes, faking Facebook likes, buying YouTube clicks, everything. Mm-hmm. How do you prevent yourself from losing originality? Where do you get your inspiration from, and how do you always reinvent yourself from time to time?
You have to always reinvent yourself, but staying true to yourself and don't compromise and keep the integrity. But obviously every artist has to evolve and has to explore new avenues without losing their integrity and what they stand for.
So what inspires you most?
Everything, everyone, people, DJs, love, life, everything.
So I think this is a good sentence to close the interview. Thank you very much for being here. Have fun at Prater Sound tonight and hope to see you soon again.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.